Good evening, folks. Get started a couple minutes early here. Just waiting for this Adriatic to finish repairing here, and we'll get to do some trolling while I put the new HSV to use. So we got the HSV on the last stream and fried the Adriatica because I had those upgraded friction brakes without the upgraded grease. So this time I added the grease to it to see if that keeps it from overheating like crazy. But kind of just giving that this last couple minutes to repair so I can put 3 rods out on the water here. Got a couple boat tickets. Let's take a look at the cafe to see if there's anything we might be able to catch while we're out there besides the typical fare. Welcome, Blood God Drago. I always like to ask my first-time chatters here if they are fellow Russian fishing players, what their favorite body of water to fish in is. Appreciate that follow. Right now I'm just giving this Adriatica just last few minutes here to repair so I can go out on the water with a full set of rods. I might, because these timers are so broken, that 2 minutes could end up being like a lot longer. I feel like if you leave the screen opened, it's a little closer to real time, so I might just leave this for these 2 minutes to get there. So now I'm going to be trolling Volkov. My last stream, I finally got an HSV after weeks of trying to get one and getting tired of saving up for it and settling it for something less. First was the Titan, then it was the Alpha 8000, so now I've finally got the HSV on here on this Belmore rod, so hopefully I can catch some nice large fish on here. And I'll be doing my usual strategy of 3 different color snatchers out at the same time. See what's biting. I would pick up another orange snatcher, but that HSV pretty much broke me. And if that hadn't been the case, I was actually going to go try to do some carp fishing tonight, but I need to get some extra funds and try to get a third bottom rod that can actually handle the reels I've got. Adriatica is just about finished up. As soon as that's done, we'll slop on the reel or the rod and get to fishing here. I might just, while I wait for this 1 minute, let me just do a quick cast out here, see if I can get anything along the reeds. Just for killing some time here. Yeah, I forgot about happy hour. That was probably a bit of a waste there. I guess while it's a happy hour, I can go ahead and do some bait harvesting while that Adriatica finishes up. So those that haven't been in the previous streams, the Adriatica is kind of it's basically become a meme of my channel because I refuse to let it go, and it's caught some fish that is just not meant to handle. And I finally talked myself into upgrading the friction brakes on it for the previous stream, but I did not upgrade the grease, and literally 2 fish took it from fully new to 43% wear on the friction brakes. So I'm trying some upgraded grease on here to see if that fixes the situation. Hopefully it will, because for some reason this reel is just a magnet for big fish, and it's a blessing and a curse. And as soon as that's done, we'll get it out on the water and hopefully get some good salmon and pike today, or maybe even asp. That seems to be, when asp are biting well, that seems to be my biggest money maker out here. I can't ever reliably get salmon. Anyone know if any particular holes are biting well today? You know, it's usually my go-tos are either between the islands or down here around the check mark in this 8-meter hole. But I always get worried down there in the 8-meter hole because right about here is where I picked up a 51-kilo catfish that took an hour to bring in. So I try to avoid those. Between the islands is doing good today. All right, so we'll start there. As soon as this freaking thing, I wish they would fix the timers in the workshop so it was more realistic. This thing was a 40-minute repair time that I started a little over an hour ago, so it's just about done finally. And for my repeat viewers, I did add, at the request of one of our regulars here, Gamer, a new channel point reward, a once-a-day redemption for 5,000 channel points, which is to live the meme here of sustaining on cucumbers and tea. For that redemption, I will go and brew up some fresh tea and a pickle and do a little Russian fishing real life feast. And I do still have my ongoing challenge for channel points to have my viewers select my next hair color. So feel free to put any channel points you earn in the chat today towards that. Appreciate that there, Blood God. All right, come on, Adriatica, 20 seconds, here we go. Ready to get out on the water. I'm gonna go ahead and discard this reel because it's been sitting in my inventory forever, just irritating me. This is that free one you get if you go to the administration buildings, and I have no use for it. It's a shame that it's got such a high repair cost, because like it'd be a nice intro reel for new players, but it'll break so fast, and the repair cost is like 250 silver, which is crazy to me. Here we go, come on. I spit on the vodka. I think I used it like once, and it's like, okay, well, I can already replace this thing. All right. This thing finished. What's going on here? There we go. Now we can get out on the water. The other thing I need to get now that I've got that HSV is I need a third spinning reel and feeder reel that I can put my Titan on, so that way I can have 3 decent setups out there. Oh, it used to be cheaper to repair. So yeah, that makes sense. Like if it was, honestly, like, since it's like a starter reel and it only has like a 2 kilo capacity, it should just be like a 20 silver repair. Go ahead and start trolling. Actually, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to the, get into that 3-meter hole before I cast out. Save a little time. Since I do sometimes have some luck getting some decent Xander in this hole. Yeah. Go ahead and start trolling. Got my reel set up there correctly, so I'm gonna have the orange. Oh, get the clip set up. I'm gonna have the orange snatcher on this line, which some days it seems to be my MVP. On line 2, I've got a. Wait, it's line 3 there. Line 2, we've got the white snatcher. Go ahead and set it up to 14 meters as well. And then we'll have a blue snatcher on our handheld. I find by using a variety of colors out there, I can catch a wider range of species and see what's hitting the most actively. What I tend to find is that the blue, if the salmon are hitting, the blue seems to have the best bite rate on salmon. The white seems to have a really good bite rate on pike. And then the orange is kind of a wild card. It just seems to be like whatever is hitting that day, the orange is going to attract it. So I really want to get a second orange, because I have 2 blues and 2 whites, but only 1 orange. Some cucumbers and tea, the Russian snack of champions. Let's see, we're getting close to evening here, so hopefully we can get a few of those late day fish as we get into the island area. Where's everybody else fishing at today? Anything especially active? These two lines here always drag on the bottom and are so exaggerated in the way they bend. So what's the forecast out here currently? Ooh, it might rain tomorrow, which is good because it's always great here when it rains. Closing up Mosquito, trying to get the trophies out there. Nice. Oh, got something on the blue snatcher here. Been a while since I've done any fishing at Mosquito. I need to go back at some point and play around out there. Starting off with a decent little pike here. Almost 2 kilo. What I find about Mosquito is it's kind of one of those lakes kind of like Bear is, where a spot's either active or it's dead. There doesn't seem to be like you can just cast somewhere and expect to at least get something out there, which I'm not a huge fan of those types of bodies of water compared to like something like Old Berg, where pretty much anywhere you fish, you'll hit something. It may not be super high bite rate, but you can at least catch stuff. Bear Lake is the pickiest I have found. If you're not at a spot that's active, you're just never going to catch anything at Bear Lake. And here at Volkov, I find it's a weird, like, every other day type of deal in-game, where one day in-game, it'll be really active bite rate, and then the next day in-game, it'll be dead, and it'll just seem to, like, switch back and forth. Yeah, Mosquito isn't the most exciting of lakes for sure. Oh, got another one on the blue snatcher here. Another pike, little tiny one. Looks like the white and orange snatchers are slacking today. If the white one doesn't start picking up, I might throw a blue snatcher on that line. White and Rivulet, I think, has one of the more favorable setups for the early lakes because it's got the fish market and cafe right next to each other, plus the free food right next to that. And right there next to the cafe is such a good spot for catching like half the species that it makes it really easy to fill some of those early orders, such as bleak and rough and gudgeon, mussels, of course. All right, we got something in the white snatcher pond. Let's see what we've got here. Another pike, little tiny one. 500 grams, terrible. Need some big fish biting. So far, Old Berg, I think, is my favorite body of water. I haven't been to, let's see, I haven't been to Seversky Donets yet. And I'll be unlocking Sura, which I'm looking forward to trying out because I do want to get more into float fishing. Both that and the Seversky Donets should be good for that. Belaya is my worst lake. I don't know what it is about there, but I just can't catch anything when I go out there. Quarry, I find, is a good, reliable backup. I can pretty much always get around 200 silver per hour trolling out there. Yeah, Belaya is a weird one. Like, some people just have really good luck out there, but for most of us, it's just nothing. And I think part of the problem is, like, you really have to be fishing ultralight out there, which kind of limits what you can do. Got something decent on the white snatcher now. Let's see here. Let's retrieve the speed up to bring it in quicker. Here we go. Ooh, it's putting a bit of a fight up, and this is on the HSV. So, like, although I may have undersized line on here, I have to double check that. Got a trophy brown out there. Well, that's That's something at least. When I go to Belia, like, I pretty much have to fish for an hour just to make back the money it took to travel there. Okay, looks like this one I'm going to have to give a little bit of chase to. It's got a weird fight pattern to it. It almost feels like a catfish. But this is also my first time catching. This will be my first fish caught on the HSV, so I'm just hoping it's something good. That's a decent asp, it looks like. Oh yeah, that's a huge asp. That's probably going to be worth at least 50 silver right there. I will take that. That's a fantastic start to the HSV. If I can make that my usual, I will very much enjoy it. Now we got something on the old Adriatica. Little tiny pike. On the HSV rod, it is, let's see, 16, so it's just barely more than the HSV can handle. So that's probably the mix of that and the line's a little bit under what it could be, but it's probably mostly this rod. I need to eventually get either the Model 1 or the Super Duty, but all in due time. This is all I could afford. I do like the look of this rod, though. It's a really nice looking rod. We got something on here too. Wee little baby pike. And on the Adriatica, I didn't get the biggest friction brake upgrade on it. I got the one that gives it up to, I believe, 8.2 friction brake. Yeah, 8.2 kilo friction brake, so it's a bit of an upgrade. And then I got the cheapest upgraded grease I could put on there. Yeah, I know the mech weight's a lot bigger, so that's why I definitely want to get the bigger rods. I need to get a feeder rod as well, which I've got a Fortuna feeder, so that's decent for the HSV. And I've got a Palmer that I can use for this Alpha, but I need something that I can put the Titan on so we can have 3 good bottom rods out at a time. What I'll probably do when the sun sets is I'll go through the channel here so I can get up into this check mark in the morning, since this seems to be a pretty good pike spot when the sun's coming up. Oop, got something on. Maybe not. Guess it changed its mind there. Nope, we do have something on the HSV. And my eventual goal is, once I'm fully done with this Adriatica, I'm going to do a specialty retirement stream for it, where I go take it out to the Norwegian Sea and let it finally break on something like a halibut, if we're lucky. It's given me many a fun fight, but it deserves a naval funeral. Here's a salmon. Nice little 6 kilo Ladoga. And some pretty good XP here too. Might get lucky and hit level 24 tonight. I will say, upgrading the friction brake on the Adriatica, even the low tier upgrade, I really noticed a difference on the drag. But yeah, if you watch the highlights from my last stream, like I said, 2 fish fried it because without the upgraded grease, I just couldn't keep it from being orange on the friction brake heat. It was just burning it apart. Another one. So the white snatcher seems to be doing really well tonight, so I may throw a second white snatcher out. What do we got? Looks like another asp. Yeah, almost 3 kilo. Getting pretty close to unlocking topwater baits and spin fishing too, which is nice. Alright, so I am going to go ahead and change this over to white snatcher because the blue hasn't been performing very well. Yeah, that 51 kilo catfish was caught on the Titan, so that was a fight that I did not think was going to work out. It was fun. It was actually the a U.S. record here on the water body. Go to the catfish here. That's it right there. The third highest in the U.S. for this body of water. Something on the orange snatcher again, and I'll check the message that came in as soon as I reel it in. Another pike, a little over a kilo. So Victor, this, are you, the asp was on, what was that on actually? That was on, I was on the HSV. So the setup for that is a Belmore rod 88XH, which has a 16 kilo max load, and then an HSV with 15 kilo black line and a white snatcher. Got something on that line again. Another little 1.2 kilo pike. Hopefully we can start getting some more salmon, maybe some Atlantic salmon. Those are always fun to bring in. Now that the sun is starting to set, I'll actually go ahead and start rotating down to get into the little channel down here. Hopefully the forecast here will be true, even though most of the time it's not. Oh, it's already changed, of course. If it rains out here, it's just a crazy pike bite rate. Oh, got something on. I think I got one of the other lines had something as well. I heard a splash. It was just this one. Another little pike. Hopefully we can get some decent pike out of this. There we go, got something on the Adriatica. Something hoppy too. Fish on all the lines here, okay. So we got an almost 2 kilo pike there. A little over 2 kilo. Very high pike bite rate right now, which not bad. Would prefer salmon and asp ultimately, but sometimes you can get some of those 5 kilo plus pike that sell pretty well. A little tiny asp. My main goal right now is just mostly to replenish some funds to use for travel and various costs, but also work on getting the third reels for or rods for both spinning and feeding. So make use of all my reels. And then after that comes the multi-tool to make my own leaders. Oh, got something on here. Another asp. 1.3 kilo, not too bad. Yeah, actually, kind of like it best when the main thing biting out here are asp, because it's fairly common to get a decent size asp and they sell pretty well when they're at least like 3 kilo. Pike, you get so many tiny one, and salmon are so unreliable in the bite rate that asp ends up becoming my favorite to see active out here. All right, so we're going to go through the channel now and start making the way over to the check mark, see what's biting over there. Got something on the Adriatica. What you got on here? Tiny pike, real tiny pike. That's a bleak in disguise. Bite rate hasn't been too bad so far. Though we've been out here for about 25 minutes or so, so it's a little under a fish per minute. It's not the worst for Volkov. See if we get any pike through here. I have occasionally had some decent hits in this little channel. One day I'll come back here when I've got some really strong setups to myself straightened out here. Ah, here we go. Almost got beached. Say that was intentional because I'm seeing what's in the reeds. I want to come out here at some point in the future when I have much stronger rods to try to target catfish up in this 7.5 meter hole. All right, what's the Adriatica got on it here? Another little pike. Yeah, it's a kilo. You definitely notice the difference of those upgraded friction brakes, because even a kilo pike with the Adriatica would be a bit of a fight on the stock friction brakes. So definitely glad I upgraded it. A little tiny pike there. And now that we've got nighttime here, I'll go ahead and try switching back to blue snatcher. Oh, we had a fish on there, but it was just dragging the bottom. Anyone been fishing out at the Norwegian Sea this week? Hoping to get I'm gonna do my third trip out there, probably around like level 26 or so. If I don't end up, if I can find a way to get enough silver to keep up with like boat rental costs and decent tackle for it, I may get the unlimited access for the Norwegian Sea to try to get out there at least once a week. But I don't want to go out there until I have some reels that aren't going to just get shredded immediately. So, one thing I don't like about trolling out here is nighttime is the few hours of darkness out here are usually pretty dead. Well, I really wish I had enough setups to be able to just switch to feeder fishing at night and not have to keep taking the reels and line off of everything and swapping them around. But it's like the big difference I find with this compared to Quarry Lake, where Quarry, even at nighttime, is still pretty fruitful trolling. Alright, so go and start veering down towards the 10-meter hole, and then about the time I get down there, the sun should start coming up and I can reverse and go back through everything. I guess pickle time. Hopefully, as we go through here, we won't pick up big catfish, because I don't know if I can handle another one of those hour-long fights again so soon. It's always so dead trolling out here at night. Nobody knows any trolling lures that can be used out here at night with some sort of effectiveness. I would love to know, because I know at Quarry, at nighttime I switch to some these black handmade spinner baits and they do pretty well. But I wonder if I can... Don't have any hooks on there. I don't feel like putting any on. So let's try the spinner bait just to see if it picks up anything out here while it's still at night out. I actually don't know if I've caught anything on spinners out here. I haven't used them very often, but worth a try. I imagine maybe like eyed or perch will go on them. Come on up, son. Get some more fish to hit. This is also part of why I'm looking forward to getting back to like Oldberg and Quarry and stuff. Just stinks being out here for like 10 minutes where pretty much nothing's gonna bite. seeing much luck with that, so we'll just switch back to a snatcher and wait for day to come. Anybody playing Diablo 4 out there? I know Aiden Bates, it's usually one of my regular viewers, has been playing it pretty hardcore. That may have something on it. Let me check. Nope. Just dragging the bottom, apparently. Sounds like the train's going by. Yep. Alright. Sun's starting to come up over there, so hopefully along with it will be the bite rate. And start turning around to go through, back up along this area, back to the channel, and back to the islands. Love this amazing turn radius on this boat. Only takes an hour to turn around. There we go. What we've got on here. It's on the blue snatcher. Oh, nice little chub, it looks like. Yep, a little over a kilo. Don't think it'll sell for much, but right now anything's better than what we've been getting all night. That asp, though, that should be pretty good. 7 kilo, because 5 kilo ones sell for like 40 silver, so I'm sure that's going to be at least 50 silver. Got something on line 2. Sounds like it's giving the HSV a bit of a workout, too. Yeah, this might be a somewhat decent fish. I don't think I'm going to chase it, actually. Just stay on course here. Oh, it's a catfish. Here we go. Get on the boat. A little 6.5 kilo catfish. Nothing to write home about, but it's fun to see a variety there. Maybe we'll get lucky and catch an eel as well. Those are awesome. You get them on. They sell so well. Right along here, go ahead and move into the 8-meter hole. Sometimes you pick up some salmon or zander in there. I'm actually surprised I haven't caught any zander yet. Usually, those are some of the first things I hit out here. Some more cucumbers and tea. Roll the truck along here. So far, not a great bite rate. Hey, Hiko, how's it going? Been a fairly slow night out here at Volkov so far, but got my very first fish on the HSV, and it was a good one. A little 7-kilo asp. And I also upgraded the grease on the Adriatica, so the upgraded friction brakes actually seem to be doing pretty well so far, but I haven't got a chance to put it through the test with like a big pike or an Atlantic salmon yet. Where are you fishing tonight, Hiko? Yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be worth at least like 50 silver. Everything else so far has just been meh. Yes, I saw you hit that in chat. Congrats on that. Which means now you have access to Ladoga and Amber. Nice. Seeing conflicting reports about Amber right now. Some people saying they're doing really well, others are saying they're getting nothing, so never can tell. Through the check mark here, back through the channel, and hopefully get some better bite rate. Almost tempted to head back to Oldberg or something to try and get some carp or something if the bite rate doesn't pick up here. It has been pretty slow. Is there something on there? Let's see. Nope. Just dragging the bottom. Yeah, Amber's kind of like, I feel like it's kind of like Bear Lake, where as soon as you have it unlocked, you probably don't have the gear to make it worth going to. Yeah, that knife's gonna set you back for sure. What else we got there? We've got the. I guess both of those are at 26. So, hey, you're almost to the archipelago, though. That's something. Yeah, definitely not looking forward to when I need to get that knife. That's a long journey to get that much silver. A long time to go without any sort of actual fishing gear upgrades. Hey, it's starting to get overcast. That's good. Maybe we can actually start getting the big pike to start hitting here. Yeah, I still think what I'll probably do with lure making is wait till I have a few thousand silver saved up and then just go all in on a happy hour, get all the materials I need, and just spam through it. Yeah, there we go. Got something on the HSV. Oh, that's a decent sized perch. A little over a kilo. I'll go ahead and switch the third line back to a white snatcher because the blue has not been performing well. Hey gamer, how you doing tonight? Thanks for the contribution there. I also don't know if you noticed there, but I took your suggestion and added the new daily channel point reward for pickles and tea. So went to the store and grabbed some pickles just for that occasion. Getting pretty close to the hair color challenge completion. Yeah, there's a Xander finally. I was wondering when we started getting some of those. A very big one. Where are you fishing today, gamer? Reminds me, I need to work tomorrow on some alerts for channel point redemptions. Fishing at Amber, very nice. Yeah, Hiko actually just hit level 26 a little bit ago and unlocked Amber. We were just having a little talk about that. A little tiny pike there. Got my first fish on the HSV, and it was a 7-kilo asp. And I also upgraded the grease on the Adriatica, so let's see if it is able to perform better now with that. We got here a 1.3 kilos Xander. Yeah. Yes. When it's overcast or raining, the bite rate here is so much better. Oh, you're not an M-Dog shot anymore? Didn't find a new community in game that you're gonna be chatting with there? Hey, there we go. Finally, an over 5-kilo pike. Trophy's 8 kilo. I was almost there. Still was a good first catch for the HSV. That should be worth at least like 50 silver. Private chat. Okay. I can probably guess which people you're speaking of, but I'll refrain from saying them out loud. I hear you in that. Like that Credness guy. I don't know. He's a real bum. Little perch there. Haven't seen 8 in chat lately. I'm guessing they're playing Diablo 4 pretty hardcore. Yeah, so overall it's for the most part his chat's got some helpful people, but it can definitely there's definitely some times where it gets a little bleh. Of course, as soon as I cast it out, I think I get something on the HSV here. Eventually I'll make it to the islands. Another pike. 1.5 kilo. And also picked up a few games through Steam today that I'm gonna try. I'm gonna pretty much definitely reserve this sort of this time block at 9 p.m. Eastern for Russian fishing, but I'm gonna try some afternoon streams of some other games, and I picked a few up today to try out. Do some little streams with those. Start branching out a bit. Yeah, the Adriatica definitely seems to be doing better with the upgraded grease, and it was just like the cheapest grease upgrade I could get. It was like 13 silver, so. Oh, nice. Always nice to get that extra free time, isn't it? It's about time for some tea. Alright, finally made it back to between the islands, so it's overcast, raining. Let's hope for some salmon here. Even though generally when it's raining, pike seem to be the most active. But anything that's worth silver, I'll take. Here we go. I can definitely tell I need the Model 1 or Super Duty for the HSV, because this rod makes it kind of struggle. That's a decent sized pike. Yeah, almost 7 kilo. It's a good silver fish there. Yeah, it seems like when it's raining here, that's when the big pike start coming out. You know, those baby 100-gram pike. Model 1. Yeah, I gotta, I also still need to get a, probably a Fortuna feeder rod so I can put my Titan on something. And I want to get a cheap Bolognese rod for float fishing as well. Little tiny asp there. Yeah, I think the Super Duty is like 900, so it seems like Model 1 is probably the worth just getting the extra 4 and upgrading straight to that. Good. Getting that big bite right now. Honestly, now that I've done the upgrade, over 4 kilo there, to the Adriatica, I really don't regret it. I kind of wished I'd gone back and upgraded it a long time ago when I was originally thinking about it. Okay, so yeah, it's only like a 500 silver difference, so that's worth saving up and getting the bigger one for then. 1.5 kilo. Looks like the sun's starting to come out. But as we learned last stream, if you do get an Adriatica and upgrade, or I guess really any reel, if you upgrade the stock friction brakes, upgrade the grease too. Because the stock grease is not meant for those upgraded friction brakes at all. Looking forward to when the Adriatica gets to be broken out of the sea, though. Yeah, that express fishing grease is garbage. Absolute garbage. And I mean, I went with the cheapest one I could upgrade to, which was like 13 silver. I don't remember which brand it was, but I can already see the difference. Like that 4.5 kilo pike probably would have been shredding the reel with the stock grease. I imagine once I get some really expensive reels, I'll probably just go ahead and invest in that like 100 silver generic grease that they have, just to reduce wear. Another asp. Half a kilo there, not much. Time for some more tea. So using this stock, well, I guess in those bigger reels too, the stock grease is pretty good. So I think most of them are like 4-star, and the generics are 5-star. So it's probably noticeable in the long term, but like you're seeing, the stock grease is more than enough. But who knows? Maybe the 100 silver cost of the highest tier grease might buy a few dozen extra hours of wear and tear on them. Yeah, not a bad call. Especially since I imagine the repair costs on those really expensive reels is very high. So the 100 silver boost to durability is probably pays for itself easily. There's a little asp again. $222 silver for repairs. It's not bad. So like at that point, it's kind of the grease would have to be like a 60% increase on the life of the friction brake to be worth it then. So in that case, it probably isn't worth it. Got something in the HSV here. Yeah, as long as they, hopefully they won't be too expensive. Here's another asp that's looks decent. 3 kilo asp. Right. And we're them a third rod in. Let me do a quick, those that are not subscribers here, in about 30 seconds here, there'll be an ad break. That's just to prevent pre-roll ads. So those will go on and we'll still be here when you get back. And those of you subscribed, thanks for the support as always. Dang, those have lasted quite a while then, gamer. Unlike the Adriatica. Alright, here we go. Now we've got something that we can finally put this new grease to the test. It's the old stock grease. This would probably already be orange on the temperature. Let's see what we've got here. Diamond Classic, is that one of the discontinued reels? Come on. Almost 4 kilo asp. All right, now we're getting some decent size asp. That's what I like to see. And yeah, that's that upgraded grease definitely made a difference there. Because there's no way that wouldn't have been lighting up orange on the stock grease. Okay, so it's fast neck wear type of reel? Okay. Good to know. All right, see if we can get some more of those large asps since they're worth some good silver. Reel this in. I forgot to put the Adriatica back out on the water. That's a huge mech weight there. So I guess those ones would be good for just reel locking some of the large sturgeon and stuff. Would be the main goal with them. Got the Imperial for catfish. Well, supposedly up here in the 7.5 meter hole is a good spot to find some big catfish. I will leave beating the Chinese records of 90-something kilo catfish out here to you. Hey Furious, welcome. It's been a little bit slower than last time, but getting some pretty good sized asp. First catch with the new HSV was actually a 7 kilo asp, which should be a pretty good sell. And I did upgrade the grease on the Adriatica, and it definitely made a difference. Here we go, gamer. Here's the keep net. Got a small little catfish, 6 kilo salmon, couple decent pike, and then the big asp and a few decent asp on here. Yeah, upgrading the grease fixed the issues I was having with the Adriatica upgraded friction brake from before. Absolutely. So now I'm really enjoying that Adriatica upgrade. Very well worth it. See everybody in M-Dog's chat is making some carp jokes, so I've got to throw out a little carp emote here. Yeah, I know the other night the prices were pretty low for what we had, but should still be decent. Hoping to get a decent bit out of it because, I mean, after buying that HSV, I am pretty much broke. So. Oh yeah, getting the a bigger reel to fight those grass carp makes a huge difference. But the black carp it's very rare. I think I've caught maybe like 4 black carp total. It's the chance of getting them rather than a grass carp is very low, but very worth it when you do. Very nice. Yeah, as you can guess, I did a lot of Adriatica fishing out there, and let me tell you, those 15 kilo grass carp on the Adriatica will take you around the whole map. Yeah, anything that they actually introduced recently, the purple tags, and anything with a purple tag is a rare species of fish. So there's like, it's kind of hard to target them because they're so rare. It's hard to guess where they're actually at. Hey, Hillbilly Joe. Welcome back to the stream. Yeah, I feel like, so I think there is a bit of a difference with black carp from grass carp for them, but it's just so hard to target them that it's better to just target grass carp and maybe you'll get some black carp in between. I haven't had much luck specifically targeting black carp. I've got 2 cats up here now. So the cat that didn't get on stream last time. Here we've got Lex showing for the camera. if anybody notices my line getting tight, may need a heads up on that because one of the cats is deciding to groom herself in front of the monitor here, taking up the middle of the screen. Seems like the bite rate has dropped off a little bit, so I may start working my way towards the check mark again. But hopefully I can get enough silver to get a rod, a feeder rod that can handle the Titan, and I can get back to doing some carp fishing soon. Because it's been quite a while since I've done any successful carp fishing. As much as I've had fun getting the money out here trolling. I'll probably go back to Oldburg at first just because Bear Lake for me it's one of those ones where you really have to have the exact right setup at the exact right spot or it's just not going to get you anything. Whereas Oldburg, I can kind of go to anywhere on the lake and expect to catch something, and my usual spots are always going to be at least somewhat active. So I'll probably go there first. Another chunky asp, almost 2 kilo. Almost a 60% spin fishing. That spot's been good for algae. Good to know, good to know. The rod's all swapped around here. You fix that after I reel this in. Reel a pike. Half a kilo. So I'm pretty on bottom fishing. I'm at 52.6, so I've got access to a lot of stuff. I can't do carp rods quite yet or the pop-up rods, but I can do pretty decent out there. I do need to get more points invested though. Unfortunately, I wish I'd held off on it, but early on I put points into bottom rig. I wish I'd held on to those for like inline rig or something like that, or snowman rig. But at least I have a decent enough percentage to have access to some of the better rigs. We don't need to lay on there. So, from my understanding about the Sura River, I don't hear a lot of people talk about it, but people that do talk about it say it's a pretty fun river. I am looking forward to trying that one out. There's a 1 kilo pike. I know for sure that I want to try float fishing on Donetsky River once I can get a couple Bolognese rods put together. I got all turned around here. Let's get back in the right direction. Yeah, Sura is kind of like Yama. It's one that not a lot of people talk about if they are fishing there. Yeah, that is the downside of float fishing, is that there is a very, very tight window you've got to catch the fish. I'm still sticking by my stance that they need to add dual-wheeled telescopic before fly fishing. Another tiny pike. What I do like about I don't know about like match rod or even Bolognese setups, but with telescopic, it feels like probably as an intentional mercy by the devs. It seems like if you're in an active spot with the telescopic, the fish start biting like almost immediately, so there's not as much weight as there is with, say, feeder fishing. There's actually one of the things I like about Oldberg is I'll sit there and have 2 feeder rods out, and then I'll just use a telescopic for my 3rd rod to try and catch some other fish with that. Another decent perch. 1.2 kilo. The downside of telescopic, which I've had happen more times than I want to admit, you get something like a big tench or something on a telescopic that's your line is not ready for, it'll just immediately snap your line. There's just nothing you can do about it. At least with like other ones, if you feel you've got something too big for there, you can kind of, worst case scenario, you can Alt F4, but with the telescopic, if they bite on there, it's just gonna go right away. Oof, they got your rod too. That'll happen. That'll happen. Gotta definitely be sure with the telescopics that it's got a weaker line than it does rod for sure. Which, on that note, if anybody knows the answer to this, I am assuming this skill in float fishing, the use rig with a fixed line, I'm assuming that's the same as like other things that are increase the chance of trophy fish, but I've never seen it other ones say fishing technique. So if anybody can confirm that, I've always been curious about that. Oof. Yeah, those, all the fights I've seen people stream of those halibut, they are nasty to fight. Here we go. Which is why I'm hoping when I finally bring the Adriatica out there to retire at sea, that I get a halibut on there so it can go out in style. Ooh, almost 1.5 kilo perch. Some decent sized perch out there right now. That was a quick hit. Like a pike? Yep. 2 kilo pike. So that I'm really not sure. I know it does seem, from what I understand, increases your chance of getting larger fish, but that's kind of hearsay. I've never been, because I know obviously the ability point ones will increase your trophy percent chance, but raw skill percent, I'm really not sure. Yeah. Another little pike. I hate how slow this reel brings up. It makes it kind of annoying to bring some fish into the boat. And there's another pike. Yeah, this is what I'm used to seeing. If you go out into these slightly shallower areas when it's raining or overcast out here, it's just pike city. Have some more tea. Let's see, we're at 5,000 out of 7,500 channel points raised for the Pick My Hair Color Challenge. So anybody wants to donate their channel points accrued so far this stream to that, go for it. Once that challenge is reached, I'll do I'll schedule a just chatting stream, and we can hold a poll to pick the color from all the viewers. A tiny pike there. Getting real close to level 24 as well. So let's see. At 60% spin fishing, I get the top water lures, wacky rigs at 70. Top water, I believe someone was saying that it's mainly for like Yama. Is that the? Are there any other areas where top water lures are used? Whoa! Something hit this hard. Oh man! Here we go. Might be our first Atlantic salmon of the night. Gotta be a little bit careful with this one because this rod is slightly less strong than the reel, so. Mainly ultralight fishing? Okay. It'll be fun to add it to my arsenal at least, but yep, that looked like it was an Atlantic salmon. Could you get a good look at it? Saw some silver color at least. The Atlantic salmon fights, they're always fun. I'm gonna guess this one's probably about 7 kilo. Nope, sounds like something splashing on one of the other lines behind me too. Sucker's running for the shore. May want to start a pool here. What? Take your guess on the size of this salmon. I'm going with 6.8 kilo. .1 from Furious. Got 8.2 from Blood God. Going the Price is Right style here. I hate when the salmon go up to the shoreline like that. It makes it very difficult to get a good angle on them. Ooh, flopping around. 10.4 from Hillbilly. Alright, I may be able to get a sneak in and do a boat by netting here. It's always a pain when they stick close to the shoreline like this because this boat's turn radius is so terrible. I've seen full Airbus planes with a sharper turn radius than this boat, I think. Alright, I'm going to risk it and try to turn 180 degrees here. Alright, come on out of there, salmon. At the very least, I might be able to get... Nope. Thought I was going to get between him and the shore to chase him away, but maybe not. Good. It's putting up a fight, that's for sure. I think I may have him here. Nope. Not quite. A little risky to do this friction brake setting. It might wear him down a little bit. Whoa! Come on out of the water there, fish. Get in my net. Get in my net. Where'd you go? He's a shy salmon. He doesn't want to come up to see us. Come on. There we go. 8.8. So it looks like Blood God wins that that guess. And I seem to have something on every other line. Pike, you are not an impressive find after that salmon. And the Adriatica's got another pike. Tiny, tiny pike. All right. Appreciate that. Hopefully we can get a few more Atlantics like that, because those are nice money and XP fish, especially as close as I am to leveling up. About, looks like 40,000 XP away from a level up. It's like 1 or 2 decent salmon will do the trick. Yeah, I'm guessing 10 kilo, I think is, yeah, it's about like 24 silver, I think is the range I've gotten them in for that size. That 7 kilo asp is definitely going to be my moneymaker tonight. Hopefully the cafe orders will refresh by the time I'm ready to turn these in, and I'll get one of those good like 140 silver pike orders that I can fill. It's like it's just about nighttime again. The old nighttime lull out here in Volkov. I almost wonder if like a fluorescent yellow lure might be decent for catfish at night. Not that I want to try because I don't want to land a huge catfish, but I wonder nonetheless. What you got on, HSV? Little asp? Nope, little tiny Ladoga salmon. Nice fin fishing game. Always good to get those. I wish I knew a way to target eel out here with lures. But I imagine if I'm fishing for eel, I can use like a feeder or float with fillets of fish out in like the reeds up along the shoreline or something. Might consider trying that as soon as the sun sets again. Something on HSV again. Yeah, decent Ladoga salmon. Almost 2.5 kilos. Real close to a level up now. Very nice, Furious. That's a nice size grasp. Congrats on that. What's nice out there in Old Berg with some of those larger grasps is when you get the non-trophy cafe orders that you can fill. This can get you some pretty good silver. Still using algae primarily, or are you mixing in some potatoes as well? Alright, so sun's about to set, so I'm gonna head towards this island and maybe try some telescopic fishing for an eel, since trolling out here at night never gets me anything. Algae's doing really well. Good to hear, good to hear. Do you have your, yeah, you've got your bait harvesting pretty high, so you're able to scoop up algae now, right? Hey, Sheepanen. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, saving the money on those algae harvests is nice. I was so glad when I managed to unlock that. Oh, fish got away. Gonna have to rip emote myself for that. What's unfortunate is that like I kind of got spoiled with the rate at which you catch worms with 3 points in with the shovel. I was expecting the scoop to perform similarly with all points invested, but I still only get like 1 or 2 at a time. I was hoping I'd be able to get to where it's like worms where you can get like a dozen in a single scoop. A decent little Xander here. What we got? Not quite a kilo. I also have not found anything that the mayfly larvae are especially good for. But obviously red worms, worms, algae, and bloodworms are all great. Are they pretty good at getting roach? Okay. Yeah, usually if I'm going after roach, I'll just throw out like some pearl barley or garlic dough. I hope they do expand on bait harvesting in the future, add some new tools for like catching flies or bait crabs or stuff like that. It'd be really neat. Nighttime and rainy out here. My poor character is just not comfortable. Alright, so if there's any eel experts out there, does anybody know a spot where I can try and target fish for eel out here on this map? While it is nighttime for a few minutes here. Hey, a burbot! Haven't got one of those in a while. That's an unusual catch on the lure. You get something on the HSV again? Maybe another bourbon. Nope, little Xander. Half a kilo. About 13,000 XP away from level 24. Well, the silver out here, it's, I got a few really decent fish that are probably going to make it worthwhile, but it hasn't been, definitely not one of those like 450 silver nights. It's probably going to get about 300 silver by the end of this. I think overall quarry is probably a bit more reliable. It's nice when you do get those nights out here where you get like a 400 or 500 silver hour, but it's just so spotty. I think the key is that I need to figure out a way to catch something at night, because once the sun is set, trolling out here is just dead. So that's why I was thinking about trying some fishing for eels while it's nighttime, because that's basically it. Nighttime here starts at like 1100 hours and goes to about 3 o'clock. So that's a decent chunk of time that there's just zero bite rate, and that really kills the silver per hour for sure. So I'm slowly making my way over to some reeds out this direction, and I'm gonna try casting in throw my telescopic out with a fillet of fish on there and see if I can't hit an eel or something. Yeah, absolutely. If I can, even just like one eel through the night would be a big jump. I'm gonna get like right in here. Get my telescopic out. Get it all set up. Go with like a size. Let's do a size 6 hook. And fillet of fish. I have no clue what the depth is. It's supposed to be like about 1.5 meters, so I'll just leave it where it's at. Now, problem is this current doesn't make a great for a telescopic. I need to cast it way into the grass there. I mean, even burbot, I would imagine, might bite around here, which if I can get anything at night, that's better than what I get trolling. So I think that would help the silver return significantly. Let's get this way out there into the weeds. I'm actually not even sure if eel you want to have the bait at the bottom or closer to the surface. So far, no good. This current's just a problem, though. Probably why float fishing is not generally recommended for Volkov, because you run into this. But I'll keep trying it here until the daylight breaks and I'll get back to trolling. Just to see if I can't get at least one fish out here. Might actually try making it a little bit deeper. Welcome back, gamer. I'm seeing if I can't catch an eel or something while it's nighttime, since trolling at night here is pretty much worthless. But I'm not entirely sure what the best strategy for going after eel is with a telescopic. I'm just kind of dragging the bottom. Hydrate time. Good call. Good call. A little bit low. I might have to get a bottle of water here soon. Refreshing. So, gamer, do you know if eel are more likely to hit if the bait's at the bottom or closer to the surface of the water? I've never actually tried targeting them with a telescopic. We did, they don't really bite on telescopic. I wonder, I guess maybe the bobber spooks them. Makes sense. Did catch a burbot on the lures earlier, which is pretty rare. I guess if that's the case, let me try. Do I have... I got this set up. I can maybe try to get a small eel on this. Put a small leader on here. Like a size 6. Do I have a 6? Nope. Okay, we'll try size 8 with that. We'll throw a bottom rod out there until the sun come up. Huh. Yeah, that's actually the first time I've caught one on trolling, so I figured they must have been at least somewhat rare, but... Well, I do troll it. This is actually the first time I'm trying something other than trolling at night, because trolling out here at night, I never seem to get anything. That burbot was actually at like near the sunset, but not quite after that. I wish that there was an option for lures out here similar to Quarry that's really good at nighttime for trolling. I have not found one yet, though. But now the sun is starting to come up, I will put this away and get back to trolling. It was worth trying, at least. Didn't turn out to be fruitful. Never know till you try. Yeah, I don't think I've caught a trophy bream yet either. I've got trophy ruff, leek, and gibble. I think that's it. Let's see. Yeah, there's the bleak, gibble, ruff. Yep, that's all I've got as far as trophies go. Yeah, it seems like with the bream trophies, even if the spot's active for bream in general, it doesn't necessarily mean that the trophies will hit there. So I think there's a bit of a strategy to finding where the larger one are biting. I'm going to go ahead and troll through the 3-meter hole here and back around between the islands. Got something on the Adriatica. Looks like something on the HSV as well. A little tiny Xander. Oh, it's just a random chance? Okay. Another perch. Almost a kilo. About 3,000 XP away from a level up. What you need is the blue tag bleak. The greatest of fish. What I really need to figure out is where I'm going to invest my next ability points. Because I want to save up, probably get a little bit into carp rod and or classic pop-up rigs. But I kind of want to get snowman or inline rig as well. I don't know. I have to ponder on that. Big old halibut there. Yeah, I'm looking forward to when I can go out to the Norwegian Sea and not be constrained both by the time because of the rental and the equipment from, again, the rental. So I want to try out all the different holes and fishing styles and stuff. It's like the only downside of that rental is it's really good, but you also really feel rushed in it. Like you don't really have time to sort of just boat around and take a look at the area or anything. Yeah, that's where I got to decide, Fierce. I've got to... Because the snowman rig is good, but I think the pop-up rig is basically just a better snowman rig. Inline seems like it might be good, and I know a lot of people recommend Paternoster. So I'm going to have to do some more research onto the different feeder rigs to see where I want to put those points. But I'm definitely going to want at least like 2 or 3 points in carp rig, so I've got some fish control power for when I start going after the really big carp. Yeah, that's the issue with Norway. Is like it takes so much silver to get gear that can go after like the bigger fish out there. And it's so risky to go out there without that gear because all it takes is one halibut or shark to get on your line on the weaker setups and it's over. And losing a set of pilker lures and stuff is not an inexpensive thing to lose, to say the least. No, both of my Norwegian trips I've lost a lurker pilker out there from something biting through. But I did catch a port beagle out there on one of the trips, which was nice. 100 silver hooks. Brutal. Yeah, I really hope that they introduce like a lower level marine fishing area that's maybe like doesn't have a boat or anything. It's just like a fishing from the shore type of region that's meant for lower level players with that you can get by with lower priced marine equipment, so you can sort of skill up on marine earlier on. All right, anytime now, fish, you can start fighting. It's morning and raining. You guys should be all kinds of hungry here. Right, yeah, who knows what the other map will be. I mean, yeah, I have to assume that they're going to continue mostly catering towards high level because that's where most of their paying customers are going to be. And to their credit, I mean, there is so much low and mid-level content already. Yeah, with them just releasing marine fishing, I'd be surprised if they also had fly fishing in development at the same time. It'd be cool. Not as cool as dual wielding telescopic, but cool. We'll see. Yeah, marine is weird because it's like a hybrid of spin fishing and bottom fishing. Hopefully they'll add actual like some trolling rods and stuff for the boat, so you can troll around and go after some like marlin or something that way. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if they implement fly, I'd rather them just not implement fly fishing if they don't make it like you're saying, a whole new cast system where you can really get immersed in the motion of the rod while you're casting and stuff. Because that's kind of the whole point of fly fishing. There's a little pike. Now the fish are hopefully starting to wake up. I'm also curious if they're going to expand. It's just they kind of alluded to it that they're expanding to other parts of Europe now within the Norwegian Sea. I wonder if we'll see them go to like the Mediterranean or something like that. Yeah, nothing like a good light setup fight for sure. We got here a little asp. Get up here in the boat. Come on. Almost 2 kilo. So close to a level up now. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they decided to go to America, they could do it without going just straight to bass fishing. Because I agree, like there's so many options out there already for bass fishing. But like I think it would be good to see them do like an Atlantic coast type of fishing, like bring out the or even the Gulf Coast where it's more of the saltwater species around here, since they're a lot different than the cold water salt species. That would be I think if they do go to America, that should be what they do, is go for American coastline fishing. But honestly, like I think there's still so much that they can do with Europe, with like the Mediterranean, even Italy with all of their crazy fish species there, stuff like that. There's definitely a lot of room still on that front. That is a tiny chub, 71 grams. Oop, here we go. Wrong line, wrong line. Here we go. What we got on the HSV here? Atlantic salmon or asp? You know, the other place they could do that would be still pretty in theme for the game would be Alaska, if they want to do America. Because there's some different sturgeon and salmon species that can be had out that way. And, I mean, you just go across the Bering Strait, it's basically Russia already. So that could be an option if they want to expand to America as well. Still, I agree. I think they should stick to Europe, at least for the foreseeable future. And there's still so many options they can do in that direction. Oh, nice big pike. There we go. Ooh, over 10 kilo. That's what I like to see. That should be a level up, right? No? Oh, I guess I'm still about 2,000 away. Okay. Guess I misread it earlier. Yeah, I think in like the like Atlantic saltwater area where they've got those some of those crazy salmon they get up there. But we got here. There's a little Ladoga, 1 kilo. We can just get a couple more decent fish. I'll get a level up out of it. It would actually be interesting too. Would be expanding to like some of the Southeast Asian countries, because there's a lot of crazy fish that out there that like I don't even think Fishing Planet has any maps in that area, in that region. So that's kind of uncharted water for fishing games. Man, I cannot get my character's comfort level up tonight. Now, if they really want to get wild and stay in Russia, they could add a Chernobyl pond and just have a bunch of extraordinarily evolved fish, we'll say. You like the fish models and stuff out there, Hilo Joe? See, so far, my favorite model, I think, probably not a popular one, but the I don't know if they're pronounced Nasi, whatever the NASSE fish is that you can get out to Winding Rivulet. I really like the models of those. It's the I think it's the like the really good silver sheen they did with the model. One of them up here. There we go. Yeah, for some reason I just really like the luster detail they did on this fish. Wells catfish, which is the main catfish on here. The shape of those fish have always weirded me out, where they've got like they just thin down to that awkward looking tail. It's so weird to me. Dolly Vardens, I haven't gotten to see those yet. I'm interested to see how the sturgeon look in this too. All right, come on. Just need a couple more fish to get this level up. I'm so close. Stretch time. All right, let me turn the boat around here. There we go. All right. Get good. Stretch on the old traps and rhomboids, which is actually pretty needed today because I slept awkwardly last night. So I got a stiff neck all day. Oh, good stretching, good stretching. So see, what all species are supposed to be on Yama? Is it like chub and salmon or something else? Unique to Yama? Okay. What's the description say about here? That is the one where you can get mauled by a bear, correct? Grayling, Dolly Varden, char, chum salmon, and coho salmon. Okay. Are the really pink salmon out that way then? I absolutely have every intention to find that bear and get mauled by it on stream the first time I go. Chinook. Neva. Yeah, that bear and we're gonna have some words. I still think that it's a shame that there's no bear to attack you on Bear Lake. It's right there in the name. All right, how many fish have we caught so far? 65. Not, I think it's about a fish every 2 minutes. It's not the best, but I've had worse out here for sure. Really trying to get a couple more fish to level up before heading back to dock. I just want to go through the channel and see if anything's biting in the shallower parts here. There we go. Something's finally hitting. A little 1.4 kilo pike, and I hear the Adriatica doing its thing. All right, give me a level up here, whatever is on this line. Another 2 kilo asp. Come on, I'm still. All right, I think my XP bar down there is a lie. 0.89 out of 0.9, so. Try to get a few more fish, I guess. There we go, got something on the HSV again. Little pike, you're not going to do the trick. Wow, 150 XP. Let me write home about that. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the profile here. Where's the exact screen that shows that? Make sure I'm not running to the shoreline here. Yep. Where am I? Okay, I'm still in the right spot. Ooh, nice. Got a Russian sturgeon on the HSV. Congrats there. Stats. There we go. Okay, so I still need a little over 9,000 XP for the next level. Okay, that's a little further away than I thought. Okay, so those of you that are not subscribers, in about 10 seconds here, there'll be a bit of an ad break just to avoid pre-roll ads, but we'll be here when you return. Subscribers, thanks for the support as always. There's an asp. 2.2. Oh, all right, almost there. That almost did the XP for me. I could technically release it and get the XP, but I'd rather have this. All right, so one more fish should do the trick, I think. Their statistics, yeah, 830 XP left to level, so as long as we don't get like 100-gram pike or something from the next fish, that should do the trick. And actually, because it is just above 10 degrees right now, I'm going to try checking the shallower water, since I do find that to be a little more active when it's cooled like this. 88 million. The trick there is just to catch those blue tag bleak. That's where the XP's at. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to those upper levels, getting all those last few levels. Almost there, gamer. But do you already have the gear you need for fishing out there? Okay, so you're not too far off then. That's good. I mean, really, the only thing you need out there is an Adriatic. Let's just be real here. Pun possibly intended. All right, fish. I just need one of you to bite. Need one of you to bite. I'm just gonna go out to Norway with telescopic rods and cry. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. It's where the game's running calculations and sees I need basically one mediocre fish to level up, so all bite rates have come to stop. Just to taunt me. Apparently that Matty 2K17's been doing a lot of HSV fishing in Norway. The brave lad. You're normal at Furious. I'm telling you, it's that every other day curse. One day it's good, next day it's bad, next day it'll pick up again. It's definitely a pattern I've had out here. Posture and we're doing everything here. All right, here we go. Posture check. Straighten up a little bit. Hydrate. Oh boy, I'm just about out of hydration here. And another stretch. Go. Oof. Yeah, that's the downside of trolling when there's I don't know what it is compared to like feeder fishing. I feel like trolling feels worse when there's no bites. Come on, that's what you're gonna give me. Versus like if I'm not getting hits on bottom fishing, at least I'm like catching bait and stuff. You would, gamer, you would. Yeah, that's for me. I think is probably the difference maker with trolling is that I can't catch bait or craft or anything while I'm doing it. So if there's nothing hitting, it's just feels bad. Let me see if anything's hitting over here in the 3-meter hole. At this point, I'll take even like a 1 kilo perch. I think that'll level me up. Just about anything will. Down there looking at the line XP meter in the bottom, completely filled out. 0.9 out of 0.9. Lion sack of trash. In truth, I am 754 XP away. Nope, doesn't seem like the 3-meter hole is biting either. Come on, just give me one okay fish. That's all I'm asking for here. Pickle time. Surely the check mark won't let me down. Where it's taunting me now. I'm still close to level up and it knows it. I feel like I'd probably level up faster if I just moved over to Winden and threw a telescopic in right there at the dock. Oh, here we go, got something on the Adriatica. Please be enough to level me up. They're doing me dirty. They're doing me dirty. I'm at now, friggin' 422 to go. Come on, fish, give me my level up. So I can go back to the dock and turn these fish in. And hopefully feel like a cafe order or something. Oh, you're looking for the developer note Easter egg out there? Yeah, I definitely want to at some point that whenever I need to do another major reel repair, instead of sitting there waiting for it to go off stream or something, I want to just find some maps to walk around and just take a look at everything. Alright, HSV, don't let me down. Give me a fish that will level me up. There we go. There we go. Just barely did the trick. Alright. Appreciate that. Alright, so now that that's done, I'll go ahead and put this back in the water while I head to the docks just in case, but we'll go back and see how much money this trip made. So, need 1,000,000 XP to level now, but now I can go to the Sura River in addition to the Donance River. Something to look forward to. And I've got, what, 5 ability points now? 4. Alright, so let me get turned towards the dock and inspect the keep net here. Try to make some guesses on how much we've got. So, got something on one of the rods here. Yep. The pike. Gamer is guessing 395. Sort it by weight. I don't have any rare fish. I'm gonna go with 310. It's my guess. Looks like we got a couple more fish on the line. Where was this bite rate 10 minutes ago when I was trying to get that last bit of XP? Nope, that one was just dragging the bottom. 400 from Hillbilly Joe. Really hoping that I've got a cafe order I can fill as well to bring up the gap. Got 365 from Furious. Let's see, I don't think we're going to get anything in between here and the dock, so I'll just go ahead and reel these in and speed it up. I appreciate you coming out, Blood God. Always fun to have some new names in the chat. Take it easy. All right, full speed ahead. Take this, red boat. Get your Category A ticket out of here. That's right. That's what I think of you. Alright, so before I check the cafe, let's see what the total key net is. So to recap, we got 395 from Gamer, 400 from Hillbilly Joe, 365 from Furious. I'm betting low at 310 to be conservative on it. It is, wow, we were all low. That was actually a really good haul right there, 599. Where were the big money? So we got almost 60 on that salmon, 60 on the asp, got a 37 there, 35 there. Dang, that was a heck of a haul there. So let's see if we got any cafe orders that were knocking over 600. That's been my best so far. So that was a 2 hours out here, so 300 silver an hour. Pretty good, pretty good. Don't have a single one of you. All right. Fish market it is. All right, this is a nice haul, no longer broke. So I can actually afford another Fortuna rod with that if I wanted to for carp fishing, but I have to give some thought on what I want to do if I want to. First, let me go ahead and check that Model 1 again. So it was like 1,500, I think. Let's see. So we've got the Model 1 here. That's it's actually almost 1,700. Future-proofs me for a very long time. Yeah, it's hard to beat that kind of number. Oh, welcome, Smokey. Welcome to the chat. Yeah, so Fortuna Carp rods, that's a good point. Let's see. Fortuna Carp is pricey. I'm still not quite 60%, but I might be able to get a an in-between rod just to give me because the main thing right now is I've got Titan reel that I don't really have a third spinner or feeder rod that I can put that on, so it's kind of just sitting there and I'm having to use the Adriatica instead. So I do want to, I agree, I think going for the spinner is probably going to be best, and then I can save up and get the Fortuna rod for big carp fishing. So that seems like a good idea. The other thing I need to do, I need to upgrade some of my line, I think, because my my line setups are a little bit lacking on here. This is okay. This one can definitely be better. I can probably find like a 14 kilo line I can add to this. So that'll be a big help. And we won't talk about this one. Just pretend nothing's going on there. But overall, that was a much better haul than I was expecting. That was definitely my best night at Volkov so far, and no giant catfish to ruin the day. With that said, I think we'll go ahead and end the stream here. Appreciate everybody coming out. Hope everyone has some good fishing on their lakes, and have a good one, everybody. See you next time.